Hi, my name is Shayna, and I chose to do my discrimination speech on the discrimination against Latin Americans. Some history of the Latin American community was back in the day, the conquistadors came to the Latin American countries like Cuba, and they was said to conquer it and called it the New World. And then they encountered some people that already had their beliefs and religions established inside the community, and they treated them as indigenous people. And they treated them harshly, like heathens. That's what they called them. And this can be similar to how Latin Americans are treated today in the American community. According to the U.S. Census, it shows that the Latin population is made up of 52 million, and this is considered the largest and youngest ethnic minority. Also, the Latin population is made up of 1 in 5 school children and 1 in 4 newborns, and also 6 million Latin youth, which makes up 26% of the Latin population. And there are a lot of school children and Latin and Muslims school children who are inside the school system, and the school system has to accommodate for those children by offering bilingual classes and Spanish classes and helping them with like their culture and offering Latin American classes also. However, there are some school systems that want to ban Latin American culture inside the school system. They are working towards trying to take away bilingual classes and just Latin American Latin American place inside the school system. Also, the school system is made up of 83% of white teachers inside the public school system, and only 7% of classroom teachers are of Latino descent. Latino educators bring a different type of flow to the school system. They can offer a different cultural knowledge, a different cultural wisdom, and they can also bring a new curriculum and a different type of qualities to the school system that white teachers can't provide. They can help Latin American students also by helping them to know like their background and where they come from, and they can also offer the same type of knowledge to students that are not of Latino descent. Also, there are many Latino workers who come to the U.S. because the U.S. is the motto of the U.S. is to offer a better life. There's different things that we have that back in their communities they don't have, that's not offered to them. And that's why there are many Latin Americans who immigrate and will migrate to the U.S. so they can get a better life and they don't have to be in those working conditions or those housing conditions that they were in back home where they used to live. The school system has also set into effect some programs to accommodate Latin American students, as of the No Child Left Behind policy or the Race to the Top policy, to accommodate to those students. Latin American students are also being subject to bullying inside their school. There are some students who see their race as being dominant or just the most popular race inside the school system, so they are being bullied because of who they are, just because of their cultural standard inside the school system. They are subject to verbal bullying, to physical bullying, to just social bullying, just online bullying, cyberbullying. And it's become a really big deal inside the school system. The U.S. is still not equal. There are policies setting standard to help with inequality, but it doesn't fully disintegrate it at all. There are still communities being discriminated against because of how they look or where they come from, as of the Latin American community and also African Americans and many other different cultural groups that are being discriminated against. It is a big issue and it does need to be resolved. There is also discrimination against Latin American communities inside the workplace. There are some workplaces that don't want to hire Latin American people because of their names or the way they look or what they heard about the Latin American community. There is a lot of judgment and biased opinions that come along with that, because it's just the way that some people view others based on how they were raised or how they grew up. Also, the Latin American community has become very subject to poverty. And poverty is a very big issue inside the United States. It needs to be more shined on, and people need to see more light on it. We all get caught up in our daily lives that we sometimes forget that there are some people living in poverty. So, poverty needs to be more seen out in the media. Also, it is a really big issue inside the US. The US generates a lot of wealth, but it doesn't most likely reach the working class families. So there's they don't really get health insurance and life insurance and the things that they need to take care of their families or themselves. We can all take a stand against discrimination. It won't ever go away completely because there will always be people who stand out and who are different and who go against the norm. So we can all just take a stand against it by learning of different cultures and beliefs and just treating people with respect each and every day.